Ho, ho.
Nice. Miss Margaret's happy too. Good evening. Everybody out tonight? Huh? Yeah? Hello. Huh? You want to come and listen to a story?
Love to listen to stories.
Yes, that's the camera. Santa, you've just been taken over by a camera. But that's okay. Is everybody interested in a little story about Christmas magic? Here we go. Is there somebody else coming in, Miss Liz? No, we're all set? No problems. All right, let's get this story started. Christmas magic. Let's see. Emily always loved Christmas Eve. But this year, something about it just felt different. She couldn't quite tell what. Maybe it was the way the snow glittered and danced as it drifted down from the sky. It seemed to her that the snowflakes had never been so perfect. She watched the boy who was moving in next door. He seemed shy. To say even hello, a new friend would be nice. But he went inside before she could think of what to say. Emily continued to roll the snowball she was forming, trying to imagine how the snow woman would look when she was all done. She must have had just the right name, too. Something fancier than mine, Emily thought, as she balanced two more snowballs on top of the first one. I know, I'll call her Katrina. With an old coat and hat found in the attic, a carrot from the pantry, and some coal from the basement, Emily set to work. And when she finished, she stepped back to admire her snow woman. Good night, my beautiful Katrina, she said softly. It's getting late. I still have things to do. Once inside, she carried her gifts, already wrapped in ribbon, to their place under the tree. Emily had finished her Christmas shopping weeks ago, and she had picked out something special for Mother, Father, her cat Ginger, and Max, her dog. Next, she lifted the delicate angel choir from the cardboard box and carefully placed each figure on the round table. She glanced with anticipation at the empty stockings that were on the chimney. And then she went upstairs to her room. Emily changed into her cozy nightgown and looked out the window to check on Katrina. And she was surprised to see the boy next door building a snowman in his front yard. I wonder what his name is, she whispered to Max and Ginger. And she was tempted to call out the window to the boy, but she didn't want him to think she was spying on him. Mother and Father tucked her into bed and turned out the light, closed the door, but Emily was too wide awake, and she couldn't help thinking about Katrina again. She climbed out of bed and crept to the window. She was amazed by what she saw. Katrina's head turned to the snowman next door, and his head was now tilted towards her. And Emily knew it was impossible, but they seemed to be looking at each other. Suddenly, Emily heard strange noises coming from the hall, and she peeked around the door to see Ginger and Max merrily meowing and barking out jingle bells. How can this be? Emily gasped. And a movement at the bottom of the stairs caught her eye. The angel choir came to life. Emily bounded past her pets down the steps. The angels flew in circles, loop-de-loops, and in and out of every room. Emily followed one of them right into the kitchen. What do you think she found there? Emily stopped in the doorway. She was astonished to see an army of mice making Christmas pies. Mixing bowls and broken eggshells and spilled sugar covered the table. Pets singing, mice baking. What could be next, Emily giggled. This Christmas Eve is really different. From the kitchen, Emily went into the parlor. And she was just in time to see the Christmas stockings jump down from the fireplace mantel and form a chorus line. And with each kick, they spilled more of their goodies on the floor. Then the Christmas tree started to spin slowly, as if to join in. And all the ornaments floated loose from the branches, and the presents rose from the floor and began circling the tree. That was when Emily heard the music coming from outside, and she rushed to the window. Katrina and the snowman weren't just looking at each other now. They were turning into real people. And all the magical things Emily had ever seen, this was by far the most amazing. The snowman walked over to Katrina and bowed. She answered with a graceful curtsy. Now they're human. Emily watched the dashing couple swoop and swirl over the glittering snow. And in one last sweep, they danced to the steps of her house. Emily heard a light knocking, and she ran to the door, and she was so excited she could hardly open it. There stood Katrina, radiant in her snowy gown. Emily smiled up at her. "Hello, Emily," said Katrina. "We thought you might like to come outside and dance with us." Emily nodded eagerly and then quickly put on her hat and coat and mittens and boots. Katrina and the snowman took one of Emily's hands, and they leaped and swayed and twirled together over the moonlit snow. When the snow stopped falling and dawn was near, Katrina looked up at the brightening sky. Emily followed her gaze. "I love dancing with you," Emily said breathlessly, "but I should go home now. Thank you for inviting me." "Merry Christmas, and we'll never forget you," said Katrina, squeezing Emily's hand tight in her own. Once inside, Emily found she was too tired to climb the stairs, so she snuggled up in a big chair by the Christmas tree and was soon fast asleep. The next thing Emily knew, she felt a gentle shaking. She sat up and she looked around in bewilderment. The stockings hung peacefully above the fireplace. The angels stood exactly where she had placed them. "Did the mice finish baking the pie?" she asked. Father laughed. He goes, "That must have been some dream." Maybe I did dream the whole thing, she thought, but there was only one way to find out, and Emily pulled on her coat over her nightgown and ran outside. There, side by side on the sparkling stone, stood Katrina and the snowman. The boy from next door was there too. "I can't believe it," he whispered. "How did my snowman get all the way over here?" Emily grinned at him. "It was Christmas magic," she whispered back. Katrina and the snowman didn't say anything, but Emily was sure their smiles were even wider than before. So it was a little bit of Christmas magic. There's Katrina and the snowman.
Thank you, Mrs. Claus.
Welcome. Thank you for lending me your
Isn't
book.
this wonderful that Mr. and Mrs. Claus, Santa and Mrs. Claus, oh, Miss Liz, you're so silly.
Okay.
Santa and Mrs. Claus came to the Jacob Edwards Library to see us. So, anybody have questions for Santa? And then maybe you can take some pictures with Santa?
Sure.
So, anybody have any questions for Santa or Mrs. Claus?
You can go talk. You can come and talk.
You can
to
come
her.
and talk if you want to just,
You want to tell me what you want for Christmas?
That's what he's here for.
oh,
No, you being shy. You don't know what you want?
no?
You need
Oh, what are some of the big items this year, Santa?
Legos. A
Legos.
lot of kids are asking for
We need
Legos.
new Legos because our Lego smells.
Oh,
Oh, melted.
okay.
Wow.
No, they
I guess we
smell.
would need
Oh, they
some new
smell. I
ones
thought you
if
said they melted.
No, they
Oh,
smell.
she says they smell.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Any LOL dolls? We had a lot of LOL.
LOL dolls.
LOL dolls.
Yes.
That's what,
Yep.
oh, okay, LOL dolls.
And a few Barbies. You want to come and talk?
What is it that Anna would like?
Oh, yeah.
Batman. You want a doll?
Okay, you know something? This is a trick that we do, Miss Liz. Could Miss Liz maybe take a picture with the
Of
people's
course.
form? You want to come up with, Mom? Come on.
You want to come with
Picture
me?
though, right? You guys are
Come
gonna
on.
be getting
All
a
right,
picture.
yeah.
We love taking pictures with adults too. That's what I'm getting at. You're beautiful, ma'am.
All right, I think he has something for you.
Would you like? Just a little surprise.
You want to turn around for a picture?
There you go.
Annie?
See? Can you look up at the camera, at the phone, and smile really big?
Oh.
Take your fingers out.
Take your fingers out of your mouth.
What a beautiful picture.
Perfect.
Oh, see?
Yay!
Go ahead. Sure, we can go together.
Sure
Okay.
can. We love the moms and dads and sisters and aunts and uncles come over.
You gonna tell them what you want?
You can tell Santa you want your two friends.
Where's Waldo? We're still looking for him. He's hiding. All right, we'll work on that for you, buddy.
You want to
Come
turn
over
around
here.
and go see Santa?
So,
You
want
take
me
a
to take a picture?
There you go.
Oh, good job, buddy.
What a nice picture that is.
What do you say?
Oh, look at this.
You go to your, you can go to
Oh,
your.
I'm so happy. Thank you.
Here, back. Yeah, let's get Mrs. Claus in there too, right? Very nice.
That's a beautiful picture.
Go,
How
go.
about with one mom in it?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ooh, what'd you guys find?
What was that? Would you like Miss Liz to take one with you?
Oh, sure, girls, come on, I'll take a
Come on.
picture with you.
Oh, we can get everybody in it.
What you want to
Ready?
see?
You go on this side.
Don't
You go
worry,
see
I'm
Santa.
gonna figure it out.
I don't wanna be
There,
on
see?
Facebook.
Now move over, hold on. Mrs. Claus is getting in the picture too, ready?
Okay,
Here we
right
go,
there,
there.
sweetheart. You're doing great.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
All right, now Robin maybe would like to come and see.
Hello, Santa Claus. Look at your sweater, Santa.
Hi, Robin.
Yes, he does look a little old, but he's timeless. That's right.
You can see
Could we get a picture of it?
Sure can.
Right.
You want me to take a cake?
Sure. Yeah, thanks, Liz.
Oh, Miss Kate.
Oh, thank you, that was our first one. Yes, all right. You wanna tell him what you want for Christmas? What does Robin want?
Whoa. Puppy dog.
It is a puppy dog. That's it.
Big puppy dog.
Say, we would like to go to the
Here you
city.
go, Robin.
Thank you.
Some goodies for you.
Thank you, Santa Claus. Oh, don't throw. You say thank you, Santa. Thank you, Santa.
You're welcome,
Thank you for the
buddy.
story, Mrs. Claus. Merry Christmas. Oh, put on the right.
Absolutely.
You girls like to make a gingerbread house?
We've got some more pictures that we gotta grab.
Oh, my. Okay, so gingerbread house.
It's a gingerbread house.
Come here. He wants me in the picture.
That's awesome.
Best pictures have mom in them.
That's right.
Nice.
Merry Christmas, buddy.
Merry Christmas. Thank you, Santa.
Yeah.
You want to try it?
Yeah.
Go. Tell him you're a good girl.
I bet you're spending a very good girl.
Cameron, are you going to come make a gingerbread house?
She's shy.
Well, I'm gonna take a picture. Look, oh, look at Miss Liz here.
Oh,
Hey,
please
Santa, say hi to everyone.
She works
Hello.
hard, she needs a picture too.
I need a picture because Santa's gonna bring me something.
I hope Santa brings
I
you
hope
some.
you've been a good girl.
You've
I've been a really good girl.
Very good girl.
You're on the nice list, nothing out of
Has Miss Margaret left? Oh, I wanted to
You
pick
gotta
with
back
Miss
up some
Margaret,
presents.
but that's okay. Next year.
We're gonna pause this.
Okay.
Do you have any words you'd like to say to the kids in Southbridge, Santa?
Merry Christmas, everybody.
How about you, Mrs. Claus?
Merry Christmas, and don't forget to visit the library.
Oh,
over here
thank
6
you.
days.